a lot of things or just
right,
outright blacked them out from my memory.
We're ready? Go. Hello, everyone. If you don't know me, I'm Katie, the Director of Outreach for MEPACON. On behalf of the team of directors, I want to say a heartfelt thank you to everyone who stepped up to help out this weekend. Overall, I think we can call this a resounding success. To our staff and volunteers, we thank you for your hard work year-round. To our GMs, we thank you for stepping up and learning new platforms to share your games. To our players, you're the reason we're here, so thank you for being here. We hope that you enjoyed this virtual convention and that we'll get to see you in person soon. And to those of you who have never been to our in-person convention, I promise you it's even better than this. I have personally struggled a lot this weekend. Running conventions is a labor of love. None of us are getting paid for this, and we put in countless hours leading up to it. We do it because we love it. We do it because we want to bring our love of gaming to rooms full of people. We do it because we love to see the joy and excitement of people finding new games or enjoying old ones. At first, I was so happy to see the little chat bubbles appearing on Discord, but it's nothing like looking across the gaming room and hearing the sounds of happy gamers. Nothing could ever replace the warm greetings of friends we don't get to see often, the sounds of laughter and triumph and conversation. Nothing is more important to us than getting back to all of that safely. We are so grateful that our staff is doing well and that we're healthy, and we hope that you and your families are also safe and healthy. We are so grateful to all of you who are out in the world every day keeping our essentials running. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As Eric and I and the staff have learned how to live stream, one of the things we've heard over and over again is how MEPACON represents a family, but it's even better than that to me. It represents a space that's safe for everyone. It represents a family that we've chosen and an escape from the rest of the world. We welcome all of you with open arms. And hey, did you see our rainbow stickers? Drop a link. We'll drop a link in the chat for you so you can request one on a Google form. So for now, we'll be here online, and when we can be together, when it's safe to be together again, we will offer that safe space again. So I just got a network error. Are we still live?
I think so.
Okay.
Looks like it.
Twitch just gave me a network error. So let's talk about what's coming up for MEPACON. Oh, maybe it's my computer. Okay. All right. So MEPACON 39 Fall 2020 is coming out to you guys November 6 to 8. We are currently booked at the Mountain Laurel for that weekend, but if we need to go virtual, we'll go virtual. I can, however, promise you that we will have MEPACON that weekend one way or another. And if we need to roll our badges and move hotel rooms again, then that's what we'll do. In addition to that, we are planning a one-day mini MEPA with the portal at the Lehigh Valley Hotel Best Western on Gateway Drive in Bethlehem. We were looking at August 22nd, but we aren't going to sell tickets to that one just yet. We'll have to see how things are looking as we get closer to the event. But there will be a portal and MEPACON partnership game day at some point in the future. Those things were already in the works before 2020 even started, but with how much fun this virtual environment has been, we want to bring it to you more often. So we are officially announcing that we are going to have a one-day mini MEPACON on Saturday, July 11th. So mark your calendars, and it will take place on the same Discord we're already using, and we'll set it up on tabletop.events as soon as Eric recovers from this weekend, because honestly, he basically ran this entire thing. So GMs, start thinking about what you'd like to run, and cosplayers, we are going to do a contest, and our theme is going to be best quarantine costumes, because why not? And last but not least, I think we kind of like this live streaming platform. It's kind of fun, so I think we're going to keep it going. So make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch so you know when we're going live again. And maybe at some point we'll come up with some kind of schedule so you know when to expect us. But in the meantime, check back on our Discord or our other platforms for updates on what's coming up. And as always, you are welcome to give us your feedback by emailing us or go to mepacon.com/feedback. And I promise that I will personally read every comment and email that comes in. So, with all that said, I have a few fun facts about MEPACON to share with you, but we're going to do it trivia style. So I'll ask the questions, and you all can tell me what you think the answers are. And those of you out there in chat, feel free to participate. Are you all ready? All right. So the first question is true or false? MEPACON has always taken place in Pennsylvania, of course, not counting the online event. What do you think? True or false? Ed knows the answer. Trish knows the answer.
It's false.
Scott says it's false.
I think false.
False.
It is false. There was one convention that happened in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. It was fall 2004. All right. In what city did we have the longest consecutive hotel run? I'll give you some choices. In what city did we have the longest consecutive hotel run? Wind Gap, Scranton, Clark's Summit, or Dunmore?
So Ed gave this away in the last.
Oh, he did? All right.
Yeah. So
Gavin was watching.
We have 2 guesses of F from the audience.
Wind Gap, Scranton, Clark's Summit, and Dunmore were the options.
I'm thinking Clark Summit.
Yes, same. Clark Summit.
I would go with that, but I want somebody else to say it first.
The longest consecutive run was, in fact, Clark Summit, so good job. Now, how about the longest non-consecutive city? So which city have we been in more than any other, but not necessarily consecutively?
Miss Krispy Kreme.
That was out of nowhere.
I will tell you, it was either Wind Gap, Scranton, Clark Summit, or Dunmore.
Well, if he mentioned Krispy Kreme, the first site I went to was in Scranton near where Krispy Kreme was, so I'll give Scranton
Oh, there's a Krispy Kreme across from the hotel in Clark Summit.
Clark Summit too.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's the only reason why I mentioned Clark Summit. I missed the Krispy Kreme across the street.
I missed the Krispy Kreme across the street, too. So that one is Scranton. We were there 13 total conventions. We had a long run.
Winners in the audience.
We had a nice long run from spring of 2015 to spring of 2019, but we were also in Scranton in spring of 2004, spring of 2005, through spring of 2006. So those weren't all the same hotel, but they were all within Scranton. All right, next question. When and where was our first 3-day convention? So for those of you who don't know, we started as a 1-day convention. First 3-day. When was our first 3-day?
I know the answer to this, but
Yes,
mum's the word.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I'm holding off until everybody says.
Nobody else
all
has
the
an
ones
answer
I've been
yet.
to have been 3 days, so.
I would say in Clark Summit, but I have no idea when.
Earlier than that, dude. Way,
No,
way
earlier than
earlier.
that.
Are we guessing when, or are we guessing
and
where?
where?
Or both?
When and where?
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I know the where. I don't know the when.
Why do I want to say either Bethel or Allentown? Or somewhere around there.
I'm
Was
pretty
it-
sure I remember when and where.
I wonder
This-
why.
I
you
remember when,
where.
and I remember where, but I also typed this earlier.
I was going to
today,
say,
so-
this will shock you, but I have a spreadsheet of all of them. All right, ready?
My little brown book is now in Trish's possession.
Yeah.
I
All right,
can
so
give
where
a
was
hint.
it?
Catherine
knows.
was an infant
Oh, there you go.
at this convention.
Oh.
Our
Very
first convention
little.
was in 2001.
Well, no,
Yes.
she was probably slightly bigger than that.
I would say 2002 then, probably.
It was spring of 2003, and it took place in Easton.
Houston.
That was in Easton.
Yeah.
All right. In what year, what convention was the logo added to the T-shirt for the first time? Eric knows this one because he's wearing it today. Which convention was the
Trying to
first
look at his
T-shirt?
T-shirt.
You won't see it on the front.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't
Nobody
think.
can see it on the stream.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
I don't
it
think
is
he
on
put
the
himself
front.
on there. Yeah, it's on the front.
Can you zoom in on Zoom?
Oh, wait, I could just pin him. Yep.
Our audience can't see him. He keeps himself off the stream. All right, so anybody have a guess?
I have no
was
clue.
earlier
I'm
than I
still a
thought.
MEPACON newbie, it feels like.
Hey, I didn't know any of this. I looked it all up. That's the only reason I know the answers. I wasn't at the convention in
She
2002.
wasn't there yet.
Fall 2002 is the answer. All right, last one. Finish this line from the Fall 2008 t-shirt. Every fight is a food fight. You want me to say it again?
Mm-hmm.
Finish this quote from the Fall 2008 t-shirt. Every fight is a food fight.
When you're a dragon.
Yes, when you're a dragon. All right. Thank you guys for playing along. What's your favorite t-shirt?
The Cthulhu one.
Yes, the Cthulhu. Our tie-dye are popular.
Yeah.
I see Scott's wearing popular.
Cthulhu was
color.
nice, but I'm sorry. I have to go with the green tie-dye Dreadwalkers.
Yes.
You're not
Red
biased
shirt.
at all there, Scott.
No bias whatsoever. But yeah, it was the sentiment for there. It really was. Loved it. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Don't apologize.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
sorry.
everybody had the same answer, I'd be
How
shocked.
dare you like what you like?
Yeah, but it also ties into my room, and my campaign. So, oh well.
Well, there is that. How about favorite MEPACON
I have
memories?
to say my favorite theme at MEPACON was what's that? Go ahead.
No.
Go for it. Go for it.
Finish, Ashley.
What, mate? Oh, I was gonna say my favorite theme was the future one because I got to be me.
That was fun.
I tell you what, when I rolled into my Shadowrun table dressed in my cosplay outfit, everyone was like, "This is awesome."
I mean, I have to say that some of the people in this chat right now have come up with some of the best cosplay costumes.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed the pirate ones.
Of course you have. Does
should bring
everybody
that back
know
around
where
as a
the
new
costume
theme.
started? I think.
Are you kidding?
So I think, and Ed, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the origin of the costumes was we started dressing up for the auction on Saturday because Jim Miner said, I want to wear my tux. So
it was pretty much because we could.
yeah, so we just all went, okay, let's get dressed up. And so the staff started doing it. And then other people were like, well, that looks kind of cool. We should do that too. And then we did pirates because, of course, Ed has a phenomenal pirate costume. And then it just kind of exploded from there. But it's been a lot of fun. I love our cosplay. I can't wait to see what y'all come up with for July.
Did you say what you said what the
I
theme?
bowed out because my sister kind of kicked my butt.
Yeah,
awesome.
the theme is going to be quarantine costumes. So whatever y'all can come up with, I'll let you be creative.
Heroes in quarantine.
Yes.
What do they look like?
Yoga pants and tank tops.
That's a possibility.
Hey, whatever. We're good with it.
You could do
Jammies.
the post Thor post PTSD, you know.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
We could be giant pieces of toilet paper.
I was just thinking that.
Great minds think alike.
I can't
What do
wait to
you
see.
look like when you've been foraging for toilet paper, Clorox wipes, and gloves? I don't.
So
Yeah,
it's more of a Mad Max cosplay, but with toilet paper and hand sanitizer.
Right.
Goodness. All right, so what are some of your favorite MEPACON memories? Some of you have been here since the beginning or close to the beginning.
I have. Can I start with one?
Yeah.
Because I know it's an obscure one.
All right, go for it.
Back when it was one of the last cons at Clark Summit. I'm GMing, just talking with my players. Say, where are you from? Pennsylvania, Jersey, Russia.
I remember that one.
I blinked. The guy had come to New York City on vacation. He was a gamer. Looked around for stuff to do. He finds MEPA. Takes a bus from New York City to where we are in Clark Summit while on vacation from. It just was like, that's never where that was like the most outrageous location I'd ever heard, and it was just an amazing. I remember I said, okay, I dragged the guy over to Ed, and I said, I got to introduce you to this guy. And Ed gave him like 2 or 3 T-shirts and whatnot. And I've never heard from the guy since, and it was just complete left field thing, and it was just one of the most awesome serendipitous moments I ever had as a GM.
That was very cool.
So if you're out there,
he has the longest travel to date for coming to MEPACON. Previous to that, it was, I think, somebody from Oregon.
no, I think Egypt.
Oh, yeah. That's right, Egypt.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Oh, okay. I had to think for a second. I realized, oh yeah.
Great. Who else has a memory?
Are you looking to see which is further away, Egypt or Russia?
What, me right now? No, I got a text message.
Yeah, okay.
It's called Do Not Disturb.
I think one of my most memorable moments, or I should say several memorable moments, was getting my tickets pulled several times during the raffle.
Yeah, we all know you hacked it. You hacked it there, Cassie. We all know you hacked it.
Speaking of the
She's
raffle,
just smart. She's smart about how she buys the tickets.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the raffle, I remember, I think it was maybe my first or second or third, and Ryan, my son, was maybe 12 years old. And he was so happy to get one prize from the raffle. It was the last time that Ed allowed it to be given out, and we could not give it back. It was that box of videotapes. And he was so proud. But oh well. They are no longer in my house. I'll just say that.
And they're no longer in Ed's house either.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one.
He may have wound up at my house. I'm not sure.
One of our best from the auction, I guess it was the auction, was there were these 2 giant crates of Dragon magazine, and Eric looked at me and he goes, I want those crates. So we said, okay. So we bid and we got the crates, and so we figured we would repackage the Dragon magazines and put them back in the auction, and we just never got around to it. And we were up at Ed's house gaming, and we were talking, and Ben Lobick was there, and we said something about it, and oh yeah, these crates are so great, and Ben goes, I wanted the magazines, I don't care about the crates. So we said, well then they're all yours. And so we brought him up to Connecticut, and he got the Dragon magazines and we got the crates, and everyone was happy. And in fact, they're literally right behind me right now, those crates. Filled to the brim with games, in addition to all the others you see on the shelf.
I think another memorable moment for me was sitting down at a table, and the game master was running Pathfinder, and he asked me if I ever played Pathfinder before, and I said no. And then the look of sheer amazement as I'm role-playing these characters, and it's like, well, yeah, no, I've never played Pathfinder before. You never asked me about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, you kind of knew what you were doing, huh?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I have way too many memories to recount too many specific things, but an overriding thing throughout the conventions, and this is mostly geared toward like Trisha and Katie, while I was, and Katie can relate to this these days, before every con I would have minor stress issues and just be panicky about stuff that I knew ultimately was going to work out. It's just getting from the there to there, but they would always kind of keep me somewhat level. And Katie and Eric always brought me a case of Coke.
Yep.
And frequently had a cooler there that I could just sneak into, grab a Coke when I wanted it.
Yep. Yeah, that was, I definitely, I basically block out the entire week before the convention. And I mean, I go to work because I have to, but other than that, it's basically like, don't talk to me because I'm busy. Like the whole time I'm busy. But Eric is, you know, amazing, and he does all of our game scheduling and all of that, and it's an incredible amount of work that's spaced out throughout the year. And Trish is the same, and I end up doing a lot of the organizational piece, which works throughout the year. But you know, I was telling a friend of mine who has not yet been to the convention that you know, every badge is stuffed by hand, pretty much all by me. And, you know, every little piece of paper that goes in every one of those envelopes, that's all me sitting at my table, putting all of those in. But it's those personal touches that just make MEPACON feel so wonderful and so great. And I just love being at the registration desk when we get there on Friday and people are coming in, and there's just nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
It is a handcrafted con.
Yes. Yeah, and I don't ever want to see that change. You know, that's really an important thing. What other memories do you guys have?
Yeah,
The cakes.
For me, I think
Yeah,
it would be my
cupcakes.
first MEPACON.
No,
I'm charging
before
it.
that. All the theme cakes we used to have before.
Oh yeah, the theme cakes.
Oh,
yeah,
the theme
absolutely.
cakes, yeah.
Speaking of Miss Mineral in our Twitch chat, shout out to her.
Yep. She
What about-
still treats us with Carcosa though, so
Yep.
I'm
That's
happy.
right. So what do you think, Ashley? What was your
Fine, Kim.
On my first MEPACON, because I had no idea what I was doing, and Jasmine's like, "You're not allowed to be in all my games. You have to go be free. Go do something else." I'm like, "All right, fine." So me and my sister Megan, we went off and did things. We had our first LARP with Carcosa Creations,
And you
we
found the old
scored them
shutter again?
because it was the first time we ever did it. Yeah, and I jumped into Shadowrun. So really, MEPACON has been my twice a year that I go to play Shadowrun with Tom. And so, apparently I'm a fixture at Shadowrun now at MEPACON.
Excellent.
One of the memorable events that I haven't seen around for a while was the Drow Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That was always good.
Steve
That was
and
the
Angus
giant-
kind of fell into family and parental responsibilities.
That was the giant table.
coaching and stuff like that, rather than rolling dice? Yeah.
That was the giant table of D&D, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Second edition, all Drow.
I'm still in the workings on trying to get something similar to replace that. So if the next con comes up, we may be able to represent something like that.
Yeah, I think the last one I played in, it had a group that was all Drow and a group that was all good adventurers. And it was kind of funny because our tables were side by side. So, but you know, you had to be quiet enough so you could be secret on what your group was doing versus the other group. And the poor Drow had no chance against the heroes.
So for the Drow events, prior to MEPACON, in the BoggleCon, GobbleCon, LehighCon, those were run by Mike Griffith back like a few years before I started MEPACON. The Drow events were a regular fixture in those events. And I remember playing in one because Steve and his partner Angus at the time had cannibalized the players from my table. And I came into that game, and I remember playing a female Drow wizard, and I was the last one left alive at the end of the game. It was an interesting festivity. Back then, casualties were much higher among the actual player characters. Usually, if there was one or two left, it was a good game.
I was afraid you were about to say among the actual players.
Yeah, I was like, what?
As far as I know, MEPACON has not yet had a fatality on site.
Not one.
All right, good. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Let's keep it that way.
Yes.
And I've got another favorite moment. The
Yeah.
first time I got to play Artemis at MEPACON was amazing.
Artemis is amazing.
Artemis changed the way we looked at the con. I will say that it was but I remember the first time it happened, everybody looked at it because it literally stood out because I was like, the heck is this? And how it's just become such a fixture for us. Just think that's so cool how it just completely altered the landscape of how we looked at what we do at the con and what was done at the con.
A little background on that one. Before we had it, Amanda came to me and said, I want to try this Artemis. And we really didn't do video games, but, let's try something. She explained what was happening, and I was fairly skeptical of it at the time, but she made it happen, and it turned out to be highly popular.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's with us today.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Great one. I think one of my favorite memories from MEPACON, which is kind of a funny one, was I have such a great relationship with all of our vendors, but the portal in particular has been so great in supporting us throughout the years as a sponsor and just being all around great guys. But there was definitely one MEPACON where I was just totally overwhelmed and needed a break and didn't want to leave and go back to my room. Like, I didn't want to just go, but I just needed a little bit of a break. And so I went to the portal's booth and I sat on the floor under one of their tables, and they fed me pizza under the table and talked to me and got me through so that I could go back and face another evening. But it's that, like, we still laugh about that. And Jay and I have had a feud of organization where I will go through and I will arrange their dice by color on the portal table, and then he'll undo it and take a picture and text it to me. And in fact, if I go back through my text history with Jay, those are literally the only things we ever text each other are pictures of things. I have them organized and he undoes it. So, but those guys are so great. The portal guys and all of our vendors have been wonderful throughout the years. Such a great community.
Speaking of vendors, just a quick miss CJ at the conventions.
Mm-hmm. I miss him so much. I remember his last convention was close to my birthday, and I went over, and I regret so much that I didn't get a video of this, but he said, I want to sing you happy birthday. And I had no idea that he was such an amazing singer, but he was phenomenal.
Ray showed up with him, I believe.
Yeah,
yes.
Might have been.
After that convention, I believe that was when I went through my first run of unemployment. And since I could, I baked. I do a lot of cooking and baking when I can. I baked some molasses wet bottom pies, and I drove one to his house in Brooklyn, and we hung out all day and just BS'd, and I gave him the pie, and we hung out and chatted about gaming and movies and his writing, and I met his daughter, and I got a signed copy of she was doing some Cthulhu writing thing kind of in the same vein as her father, and it was kickstarted, and I missed it, but she had extras, of course, so I was able to get one on site at his house that day, and it was just a really cool time being able to go visit him and hang out.
I got to see CJ a couple of days before he passed. It was good to see him, and I remember it was amazing. You could see he was full of energy even then, and you can see it's like he was for lack of a better phrase, and I apologize, he was going kicking and screaming. He was determined to not to fight until the bitter end. And it was I roomed with CJ for God knows how many cons. Just because because CJ was notorious for snoring like nobody else could. But for me, I sleep like the dead, and I never heard him. But I can still remember so many cons at Holiday Inn and Dunmore that it was me and CJ rooming together, and it's just I remember I would buy the man a first con I ever room with him. I said, let me buy you a drink. He's like, I don't drink. He's like, what do you do? I said, what do you drink? Ginger ale. So I bought him a ginger ale. It got to the point when I would go to the con, I would have a 2-liter bottle of ginger ale with me to hand to him at the start of the con and say, here, CJ, this should last you all weekend. Yeah, I became a very good friend of CJ's, and I was honored to. I felt honored to know him. I remember all the other cons I would see him, and the man worked like crazy. I mean, the term "dancing monkey" is applied highly to CJ, and you knew why. But I got to know so much more about him just from being here at MEPA.
With the snoring, we should have thrown Donald in the room with you.
Oh, dear God.
Well, the thing is, CJ would never let anybody walk by his booth. I mean, you just could not walk by without getting the spiel and hearing, well, what kind of books do you like to read? You know, what do you really enjoy?
Yeah.
He was the greatest.
And that's, I think, when you look at the vendors and the GMs who are so super successful, that's that personality that and there are so many of them that you can't walk by without talking to them because they're so interesting and you learn so much. And we see that again, like, we talked to Brendan LaSalle last night that, even when he had no signups, he found people who wanted to be in his games. And that's, how they managed to get full tables is just that personality. And CJ definitely had that. And we see that a lot with our GMs and our vendors. One of the other things that I just love about MEPACON is all of our kids stuff. We have seen so many kids grow up, and I'm looking at, some of the people in this chat right now, and like having seen these kids grow up. We talked the other night about Eric's daughters were 2 at the first MEPACON, and my daughter hadn't been born, Trisha's daughter hadn't been born. We've seen Gavin's kids grow up. We've seen the Baldasanos, obviously Ed's kids, like so many kids, and it's so cool to see that next generation of gamers growing up around MEPACON. And we've started to see like some of them running games now and becoming GMs, and that's such a cool thing to see. We introduced the kids LARP and all of those things. Oh, look, here's one of those kids. Come here, Emily.
I'm coming.
She's an adult. In fact, the next time we are together in person, guaranteed, she will be 21.
Wow.
Because if we have it November 6th, she will have just turned 21.
I will be legally able to drink a beer with every single one of you.
Oh dear God!
Wow. So
you can take her to the bar.
Family and those favorite moments. My absolute favorite has to have been last fall when I got to bring my little grandson and show him around to everybody. So 3 generations of Baldasanos at MEPACON.
Yeah, it's so cool to see that 3 generations. It's crazy, but in a good way.
It's the greatest. When I see like the kids now, Catherine plays in the LARP, and so I played LARP last night, which I wouldn't get to do if if we were physically doing the MEPACON, because we're always busy at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
But what she says to me at the beginning is, Mom, you're gonna have to stay up till midnight.
Yeah,
I think I can make that work.
We have seen in the last couple of years that we've been gaming later and later at night. And in fact, Eric and I made the decision to officially let games go until 4 a.m. because we found that we were staying up till 4 a.m. anyway. And our GMs who were running until 4 a.m. weren't getting credit for those hours because we stopped at 2. So we went ahead and said, all right, we're going to officially game until 4. And that's probably my favorite time of the convention. I say to the staff, listen, I'm in charge of the schedule. So tell me what it is you want to do do, and I will make sure you have time to go do that thing. So, you know, for me, it's I want to have one night that I can stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning and play Get the MacGuffin and laugh my head off with my friends, and I'll be happy to support Eric the other night, and so we swap off and, you know, make sure that we have time to do that. And our volunteers who want to LARP, we will make sure you get to that LARP. You know, so for me, it's that late night, so tired you can't see straight, but just having such a good time that you can't bear to leave the game floor. It's just wonderful.
And I should note that there was a secret Hitler game last night until 4 a.m. So
I heard about that.
Tradition has been upheld.
Yeah.
I chose not to stay up until 4 a.m., which might be the only good part about the online, was that I was able to start managing it from bed with my eyes barely open as I'm on Discord at 8 o'clock this morning. But I'm a lot more well-rested than ever MEPACON before.
Upside, because you know, I have to be dressed to be at the registration desk. I cannot do that for my job.
No. But, you know, I will take being tired 10 times over to be back in person. We'll get there. We'll get there. But
so what kind of theme do you guys, what theme in your heart of hearts, if you could pick a theme, what would you guys pick?
Pirates.
Pirates again.
It has been a while.
I
have a
pirate
list.
hat now.
The artwork for that shirt came in at the right time. I forget who did it, but it was a really good artwork that was submitted for that convention.
That was our friend Jen Clifford, I believe.
The
no
Dare Say I Roll for Initiative with the D20?
No, the pirate one?
Oh,
I thought that was the Dead Men Don't Roll No 20s.
Yes, that one. Yes, it was.
We have a slight request here from Miss Kim again. She is pretty much begging and pleading for Egyptian themed.
I know that has been talked about.
That would be cool.
I think Jasmine would like that.
Doing a mummy costume would be fun.
If we did Egyptian, I would literally go as Larry Daly from Night at the Museum. With the tablet of Achman Ra. And that is probably the only time I would probably LARP, if I can be that character. So hint, Kim, if you're listening.
Oh,
Didn't Kim do? She is listening. Didn't Kim do an Egyptian themed LARP? Am I misremembering that? I feel like she has.
Not sure.
No, we did. She just wants to do it again.
I think. Well, I don't remember what the theme was, but I know Natasha did a pyramid for the kids.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Was it the ancient cultures or something?
Yeah,
that was ancient civilizations.
Ancient.
Yeah, that was what we kind of folded that in.
Yes.
And now I did a mummy costume one time for Undead.
Yes.
Which was kind of a pain, to be honest with you. Fun, but kind of a pain.
That's fair.
That would be a costume you could combine the toilet paper issue right now and throw in some Umbrella Corporation and the mummy with the undead, and you got that whole thing all wrapped up in one, literally.
There's so many ideas for themes. I mean, that's it's always an item of not controversy in a bad way, but it's always a thing of controversy that, oh, what are we going to do next?
Like a debate.
My internet went out, but I think
there we go.
For
a second there, I thought the audio went out, but I hear people.
I don't know if our internet blipped because my Zoom collapsed and had to reconnect. So
Everybody got reorganized on my Zoom.
yeah.
Oh, we're still here.
Yeah,
we're all still here, but we're not in the same positions we were in.
Katie left and came back.
I don't know. The stream's still up, so.
Well, that's good then.
Stream is good. My TV's running it again.
I know somewhere we have a list of all of the themes we've done, but I don't know where it is.
I have it here if you need.
Yeah, you can send it then, whenever. We'll have to add to the list all the suggestions from the chat so we can those for ideas. What do you guys see? What do you guys see as things that we could do online that would be as close to, you know, what we feel MEPACON is to us typically? What else can we do online? I mean, obviously we offered the games and stuff, and, you know, I've said before, we kind of came up with this idea. I said, hey, what do you guys think about doing MEPACON online? That was about 4 weeks ago. So we just kind of ran with it. But what ideas do you guys have that we could do, other things that you're missing from your typical weekend?
The dice guess challenge was the
I was
thing
thinking
that
about
I
that.
probably missed.
Yeah, I mean, I think you did such a great job of actually supporting a lot of the things that made it special, like the activities for kids. We had the virtual coloring for the kids. We had all the different game rooms. We had organized play, free play, board games, and really a lot of conversation in the lounge as well. So I think you did a really good job, and I can't think of anything that would really need to be added.
I would add one. I think because this goes to the heart of MEPACON for all these years. More work. We need more, in my opinion, more on the charities. They've always been our return back to the community, and online it's tougher. But I think we miss something here when we're not giving back in that way.
Yeah, we actually sat down with Jack Birkenstock from Bodana Group yesterday and talked to him a little bit about his charity, and we really want to start throwing our support financially to the Bodana Group specifically, because we really want to focus on something that is local, but also is related to the gaming aspect that we are all here for. And Bodana Group just fits that mission so well with their 501c3. So if you check out our live stream, we talked to him about 2 o'clock yesterday, and he told us a little bit, but you can go to their website and you can look at their mission and what they're doing, and you can donate right there on their site as well. And, you know, we definitely want to offer that support. I think bringing back the dice guests in some capacity would be great, even if it's, you know, it's a little bit harder to award because I can't just hand you a jar through the screen. But you know, we can certainly work on doing something with that, or finding other ways that we can support our charities. You know, obviously a food drive isn't going to work out so well, because we would like to continue doing food drives for the local food bank. But yeah, I would definitely check that out, because we did talk to Bodana Group. But yeah, that's a really great point, Scott.
Yeah, and we added a charities channel, but we didn't get too
I do
far.
have a suggestion.
I'd love to hear a suggestion.
My suggestion, Twitch does a lot with charity streams. You could do something like, let's say you have a one-shot you're doing, and for every goal post, like money goal you hit, that would go to a specific group. You could add something to the game, like we reach X amount of dollars, a beholder appears in the middle of the room, and then how are you going to figure that out? So it gives like an interactive aspect for the chat to get involved in, like, oh, I'm going to throw all kinds of money at this.
I love that idea.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to write that down, and then Ashley, we're going to talk later. Ashley, by the way, I mentioned this on one of our other streams.
Damn it. I made myself work.
it weren't for Ashley, we definitely would not be streaming right now, because Eric and I both were just like, I don't have a clue what we're doing, and Ashley was like, I can help you, and we jumped on a video chat, and she was able to walk us through the basics so that we could get started. And Eric is a freaking genius and was able to figure it out for himself once we got him started. But if it hadn't been for Ashley helping us out, I really don't think we'd be streaming right now. So very, very grateful for your help and support.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Ryan. Gotta help out every once in a while, but it's all Jasmine's fault because she got me into this. So good job, Jasmine.
Well, thank you, Jasmine.
Everybody wins.
We do so love our volunteers.
We do.
Do I get a reward for helping you? On the MEPACON?
Yes, well,
we have
more
we have a
raffle
very
tickets.
special red shirt for you to wear.
I think the
Is this a target on the back of my shirt? Why is there a target on the back of my shirt? Hey guys, where'd you go?
it's mathematics. It's just concentric circles. The panel we had with Brendan and Dan, I think that went really well. I think that's something that can be expanded. And
yes,
I don't know how popular it was outside of those of us that participated, but the game that you ran on Friday was entertaining.
Yeah, I would definitely
like
to do more
finish
of that
game.
Yes, yeah, we will definitely finish that
I
game.
don't like leaving games unfinished.
No, 100% we will finish it, and I think live stream it. I think it would be nice to keep this going. I mentioned that earlier. I don't know what kind of schedule we can work out to do that, but I think we had a great time. We did have a fair amount of engagement in the chat. People were interested. I'm hoping, I don't know how many people are watching us now, but I'm hoping that some people will check it out later and get involved more. I know this weekend even we had some people who were there, and then as it neared 8 o'clock, they were like, okay, I gotta go. I have a game to play, which is great. That's what we want to see. But hopefully when we're not in the middle of the convention, we can do some other live streams that are a good time.
And I'm trying to think.
I have to say the panel idea was really cool, and I really want to see that come back. And you should definitely live stream the panels when you can when we get the regular convention back too, because I think that'd be really neat.
Yeah, that's something that can translate well into an in-person convention. We could still do this and have it, saved for later that people can watch, and have people come in that couldn't make it to the convention, like Brendan.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm trying to think now. I'm looking at what. It also depends on what the potential of Mountain, at least for right now, what Mountain Laurel is doing. Mountain Laurel is still undergoing a tremendous amount of renovations. Once they have actually finished and we can see what we can take advantage of, I can definitely see us having literally a place for panels easily.
Yeah, I mean, Steve, they're not doing a lot of structural. I mean, they are doing a few structural changes, but there are still rooms that are done that we haven't accessed because we didn't need the space. So we actually were going to add one room similar to the LARP room for this convention, and we hadn't quite figured out what we were going to do with it. And then by the time we went to figure that out, we realized that we weren't going to be able to be in person. Yeah. So we'll be taking a look at that. But there are some great rooms that we can offer that even now, even if they don't get anything else done in the meantime. So we're definitely have some options for panels there. I think, one of the best parts of it was Dan has been there, but Brendan has had to move. And so getting him up from Georgia is a far cry different than getting him down from Boston. But being able to offer in-person panels has certainly been on our radar for a long time, something that we've been interested in doing, and seeing the positive feedback just from this weekend, I think it's definitely something that we're going to continue to try to do. So, hit us up with suggestions for things you want to see. If you're, whatever types of panels you're interested in seeing, send them over to me and I'll make a list and we'll figure it out.
I was just saying, I can see it now. We have a panel, a wheel, and a giant TV.
Panel.
GM panel, got it.
Like if we could have game master workshops, so to give players that want to take it to the next level and become game masters.
Okay.
How to do that? How would you run a campaign? What's a good balance between an adventure setting? because I just kind of like threw myself to the wolves and I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, I did that too.
I think I kind of threw you when we did the cabin in the woods one.
Ashley, you adapted well.
That was great. We need to workshop that one more. We made the monsters a little too powerful.
All right, GM panels, Game Master workshops. If you guys have other suggestions out there, send them over to us. Let us know what you want to see, and we'll certainly do our best to bring you some new content coming either digitally or in person as well.
Both, yeah.
What's the best place for people to send suggestions to?
So you can do the mepacon.com/feedback form. I did update the questions a little bit because I know there were a bunch on there about the in-person convention. I just took them out. You can also just email us at admin@mepacon.com. It goes to me and to Trish, and I'm the one who compiles all of that information, so I can get that easily.
We always read all the suggestions that we get.
Yep.
And we usually go over them as staff, you know. And we've gotten some great suggestions that we just haven't been able to logistically make work.
Yeah.
You know. But we'd love to see engagement in between cons, especially now that we've kind of got some of this online stuff figured out a little bit better. And just, you know, come when we're able to be in person, please bring your friends, especially new friends. We love old friends, but bring new friends. Be like Jasmine. Yes. Bring your new friends and get them hooked so we can keep the ball rolling.
I got you two for the price of one.
Trish, I have to point out.
Well, technically, Jasmine and I have known each other since we were like toddlers.
Like 5. Well, I think it was like 5th grade or something like that.
Yes, but Trish,
no, I think we went to.
We should come here to make friends too.
4th grade, but
we got plenty of new friends.
Oh yeah, there's lots of new friends to be made at MEPACON. I've made most of my long-term friends post-college. Ed and I have known each other since college, which I'm not even going to say how long that is because it's a long time. But everybody else, all my best friends come from the con. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I've made so many friends through this convention, I can't even count. And I have basically everyone who knows me knows, like, hey, oh, you're a gamer? Great, you're going to come to MEPACON now. We have started populating our staff and volunteers with my personal friends and Eric's personal friends, because if you're my friend and you're a gamer, and even if you aren't a gamer, you might become one. and
sadly, I no longer have any friends at MEPACON. I have family.
That is true, Steve.
Yes, I played. I'm sorry, I played the cheesy card. I needed to.
That's okay. We love you all. I still can't believe.
I nominate Steve for Team Dad.
Yeah, I still can't believe how much of a family MEPACON has become over the years. It's incredible.
Well, it's the family we've chosen, right?
Yes, exactly.
And that's why it's so important to us that like Katie was saying in the beginning about being a safe space for everyone.
Yeah.
Because that's where we've seen the kids grow from like infants in pack and play to, you know, full participants in the LARP and taking over different activities and all of that. And you know, that it's just so it's rewarding to see that happening, and kids going from like awkward, like I don't know what game to play and help me find a game, to like, all right, we're going to LARP. So
where's my kid again? I don't know. I haven't seen them in 2 days.
Sad part is I know exactly who Trish was talking about.
I meant to grab one of these earlier, but if you haven't seen our stickers, these are our new stickers that we have. going out. I've mailed out a few of them for those of you who had asked for them previously. I'm going to drop the link to request them in the chat. We were going to give them out, obviously, this weekend, and we can't do that. But I'm perfectly happy to support the post office by mailing them to you. So feel free to let me know if you want one, and I will send one to you. They're 2x2-inch little stickers. I have a whole box of them, so nice. Lots and lots of stickers. They'll last us a long time. I go find that link and drop it in the chats right now. What other stuff do you guys want to see coming up? I mean, we were talking, this is MEPACON 38, so 2 more. I feel like 40 has to be something big. What do you want to see at the 40th MEPACON?
Four days.
Games.
4 days. What'd you say, Trish?
I said besides all the games.
Yeah.
Besides everything we always do.
We've already mentioned family and friends.
Yeah.
What more can we ask for?
That is true.
4 days isn't. Never mind. I will not say things I cannot speak for.
4 days is I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love to. Don't get me wrong. I think it would be great.
4 days for the players means 5 days for us, and
right.
that's
like I said. I refuse to comment on something that I am not responsible for.
That's 5 40-hour days.
Yeah,
Not to mention, I think I'd have to take Thursday off of work.
Yeah, the endurance is the key factor there.
Plus, I'd have to take 2 days off of work for every MEPACON, and that is currently literally not possible because I only get 2 personal days a year. 2. One spring, one's for fall. That's it. That's all I get.
How about miniature naval wargaming in the pool?
I mean, the pool's outdoor, so I don't know that you.
Okay, this is driving me nuts. I know
they have an
somebody's
indoor
watching.
pool too, don't they? Oh, I'm offline on my computer.
Yeah, Katie got frozen.
Yeah, that's because my computer went offline. But thankfully, my sound is going through Eric, so you can still hear me.
Hey, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I don't even remember which hotel this was. But Bill Falstick did basically naval battles with rubber duckies with the kids in a fountain.
That
wasn't the
great.
pool in the fountain.
Oh, that was
great.
great.
Oh, that was a blast.
Was that Dunmore? Was that the Holiday
I think
Inn?
so. I think it was Dunmore.
Yeah, Eric Jacobson says remote control naval wargaming then. Lark joust on the riding trail. Hey, that's not a bad idea. When I saw, there's horseback riding. I could do MEPACON and horseback riding in the same weekend. Of course, I never have time, but I like the idea.
Therefore.
How about a charity event, either Transformers RPG or the card game, featuring Optimus Prime, since Prime, the owner of the Prime truck, lives in Northeast PA.
Ah, well, you feel free to talk to them.
Actually, I did before the pandemic, but just I haven't gotten a good connection yet. But they were interested. Just gotta see about logistics.
Good.
I got a question. Game design contest? ?
Oh, that would be fun.
Well, we have a lot of time to ramp up to that. So put your thinking caps on. I mean, we love to try out new games at MEPACON. When the very first time I went to a gaming convention, my thought was to play something that I can't play at home. Play something totally different. That was exactly what I wanted to do.
That is why I started doing Cthulhu, because I play Pathfinder and D&D all the time.
Right. And I played in a D&D game I think this was Lehigh Con, if my memory serves me correctly. And it never worked out for me to play a paladin anywhere. So I decided I was going to play a paladin. And I was a paladin in this campaign, and we were in the Underdark. Okay, follow this now. So we're in the Underdark, and we're going around. So I brought up the rear, and I got into an actual fight with somebody at the table. Was like, "You're a paladin. You have to be at the front." I'm like, "No, I have to be protecting you." And we're in the Underdark, and I was a human. I couldn't see in the dark, so I'm like, I'm at the back taking damage for whoever's sneaking up on us, and the person who can see is at the front. Oh, right. Maybe that makes sense. What a chucklehead.
Yeah, I remember you ranting about that.
Oh, it was great.
I believe it was Lehigh Con.
I had fun. I also got into a car accident that night, but that was another story.
Oh boy.
Drunk driver. I was driving through Bath, I think, and there's a bar right there.
Oh yeah.
And some fool just like hit me. It was like a 1 mile per hour accident.
Yeah. I got into a car accident on my way to my very first MEPACON. I was not sure where I was. I think it might have been that one in Jersey. And I had driven down from Boston, and I was pulling up to a stop sign. And yeah, I think that was fall 2004. I pulled a stoplight, and the car in front of me stopped, and I didn't. And because I was looking at my printed directions, because that was before GPS, and I bumped him, and it was that really I just stopped a few inches short and bumped him, and we pulled over, and I could see the hotel, and I was like, oh my gosh. And the guy gets out of his car, and he looks at me, and he goes, I am having the best day. There's no damage to my car, so have a good day. And I was just like, oh, well, okay. And I was 18 years old and scared out of my wits, but it worked out okay. And I went on to go to MEPACON and meet a few of you, and now I'm hooked. Now I'm a director. I don't know how that happened. Hard to believe 16 years ago.
Wow. Time flies when we're having fun.
I know, right? It really does.
Can I point out something? I see Steven is pointing out in Twitch chat saying you guys should be we should be in a Dungeon of Eric's design as a charity where the charity goals design encounters. And all I'm thinking is that there is something similar in the works that we hope to premiere at our next in-person convention.
Yes. Yeah, if not the next one, then definitely for the 40th. And we want to take a look. We were talking about this on one of our other streams, of doing something where you guys can get a VIP badge and game with one of the staff. So you could say like, hey, I want to play a Cthulhu game, and Don might run a Cthulhu game, or hey, I want to play Pathfinder, and Eric might run you through a Pathfinder, or I want to play a board game with Trish, and Trish will play a board game with you, So that's definitely something that we have in the works. We were hoping to debut it in the spring, but with the way everything happened, we're not going to debut it quite yet, but we are going to tease you a little bit and give you some of our thoughts that are definitely going to be coming up. If not for fall, then definitely for the 40th in the following spring, we'll definitely have some of that. So looking at some cool things, and like we were talking about charity events and things of that nature, that would be awesome. Eric and I are currently working on another Pathfinder 2nd edition dungeon adventure, so definitely an option there. Keep jotting down some of these suggestions. Anybody out there have questions? I know we've got several chats going.
Yeah, let's see now. Facebook, Twitch, Zoom. I don't know if there's any others that anybody else is paying attention to. I got those three going.
Oh, we do see on the Twitch that somebody's offering to bring cake to the 40th.
Yeah, that was Kim, I think.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That's the best. And we have to have cupcakes. I don't know if Sandra's out there
Giant
watching
ones.
us, but
Oh, no,
that's
Sandra's
not
not.
negotiable. We have
Yes.
to have cupcakes.
Yeah, one thing
I don't think-
Thanks for everybody.
I
I
think
need my vanilla.
I think we'd have to tie Sandra up and keep her tied down for her to not show up at our convention.
Well, I will say that one of the small benefits to this situation was that Sandra had written down the wrong weekend initially and had made another commitment and wasn't going to be at our April event. And we were devastated, but there was, nothing anybody could do about it. And well, then we moved it. So we were like, oh, well, hey, we get Sandra back. And then, well, now we're online.
Yeah.
So no Sandra. But it would have been, I can't imagine not having had her at the event. I mean, we didn't actually have Sandra at our last one, but at least we had cupcakes. But I am glad that we will have our cupcake friends back for the next time.
I was planning to make a order for delivery this MEPACON if it would have been in person.
Yes. Yeah, I will say, the twins turned 20 in the fall, and so we ordered 2 cakes from Quigley's, one for each of the twins, because I believe that even though they're twins, they should each have their own cake. And I very surreptitiously asked them the convention before about their favorite cupcakes, so that I knew what flavors to get them. And they were very surprised and pleased, and oh my goodness, those cakes were so good. They were delicious. And the twins very much enjoyed them.
QuigleyCakes.com.
For sure.
They're the best. We've had several iterations of birthday cakes from Quigley's. Lance got a Star Trek chocolate cake for his birthday a year ago or something. I don't know. It all blends together for me.
I think it was
I
the year
remember
before.
the first con that Quigley's cake showed up to. Again, it was I was never overly enthusiastic with food vendors because I just didn't think they would do well. And I don't remember even who brought Quigley's to my attention, but I remember, I think it was Steve mentioned seeing them at other cons, and once they showed up and I evaluated their vanilla cupcakes.
I was going to say on that note, I remember they were the first. Basically, Quigley's Cakes loves us. We have been one of their best customers so far, and I still remember I think it was just after I took over being the vendor lead, taking care of the vendors. They showed up for their first con. And at the end of the con, they're like, "We want to come back next time. Can we pay now?" And I looked at them and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
That showed how much faith they had in us, and I think we've paid them back tenfold.
Yeah, didn't they completely sell out that first convention of cakes?
And they
I don't know
usually
about that, but I also find funny that I think the one con of the con with the snowstorm, I think she had made extra cupcakes and still sold out Saturday night, which when I told her we had gotten low attendance, I think she was in shock.
Yeah. I know she has said before that we break the formula.
Yes.
She looks at how big is the convention, then I need to make X amount of cupcakes, and she has some formula for figuring that out, and we break it completely.
Every single time.
I believe she says she makes double now.
I think that Megan, Ashley, and I were just eating it for the entire weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I even bought a cupcake because I wanted a vanilla cupcake, even though I had literally bought 2 of their cakes. So I had 2 of their cakes last convention in the staff room for my stepdaughters that I was eating as well, and yet still bought cupcakes.
I don't even want to imagine how big the piece of paper she has of people who just walk up to her, hand her money, and said, "Hi, I want to buy this many cupcakes. I will cashing them in over the course of the weekend. I know I'm one of them."
I don't know that they do that to everyone. I think that's mostly for staff. But yeah, it is. I can't imagine. I know that people are often back and forth to them a lot, and
I know it's popular with the kids. I've seen many children with the $5 bill or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting cupcakes. I'm getting cupcakes.
I do really like the fact that they have the cart filled with cupcakes and go around to everybody.
There was one con they freaked out because they forgot to bring it, and I managed to snag them one, and it was just like a lifesaver for them.
Well, now we have one because we keep a cart now that we can roll back into the staff room from registration, since registration's out in the main lobby, which is a real pain. It was my idea, but it's a real pain in the neck because we have to store that thing somewhere. So we have this cart in our house.
Yeah, all the genius things that we think would be great that we need to have as opposed to the hotel having. It's always like, oh, yeah, we need this thing. And then we're like, oh, now we have to take it home.
The big whiteboard was great to use, but storing that thing and driving it to and from Connecticut was a pain in the rear.
Yeah. Ed, I don't know how you did it. I mean, I know that Natasha and the kids always come separately, but as it is, Eric and I fill 2 cars, a minivan and a car, to the brim when we're coming to MEPACON. Even when we're not bringing, Violet hasn't come to every convention, or she'll come up with someone on Saturday or whatever, and I don't know where all the stuff goes. I don't have a clue. And Trish and Lance take the t-shirts, so we don't even have to take the t-shirts. But I was packed pretty solid. I could not add a person of any size as a driving companion. It was me. And it looked like I had a passenger in the passenger seat. It wasn't. It was usually my Han Solo outfit, my pirate costume, along with the suitcase under it, standing upright on the seat, buckled in, and it was just packed. And the money box that we had would be under that seat behind other crap. But I packed the van pretty tight and hot. Yeah, you would have to. That's that was something too that, thinking about all the stuff that goes into it, is that Thursday night we are, driving up there with these, just a minivan completely full of stuff and an extra car, and it's like somebody's got to unload all that and pack it all. So then I got smart and I labeled every box with what goes in it. So there's an inventory on every box, and there's a spreadsheet inventory that goes with it. And you should have seen the look on my face when I realized that at the end of the first convention that I had done that, people just shoved things in boxes. But then they learned, because I went to everybody and I was like, you have to put the stuff in the box that it's listed on the box. They got better. It's all good.
Yeah, I tried to do a little of that, not to the extent you did, but it was always spread out after the convention was over, and I pulled everything out before the next con and reorganized boxes and such.
Yeah, I still have to do a little bit of that, but it's definitely a lot easier now. The other thing
is when we're putting the final things away and something didn't get into whatever box it was supposed to be in, and that box is already somewhere packed in a vehicle. It's like,
yes, that does happen. I think the best organizational thing for me, and I can't believe that I never thought of this, was the day that David Cooper looked at me and went, well, don't you just have like a code on the back of all the signs so that you can inventory them quickly? And I was like, how did that never occurred to me. I had a spreadsheet. But I didn't code them. I just had the, title, whatever. And so I did that, and wow, that really changed it. And then this last convention, I spent, I don't know how many hours making those trifold boards so that we don't have to hang up each individual thing at the convention. We just walk in, open the trifold, and set it down. That definitely saved us a lot of time. Same with the event sheets. We had them taped down to poster board ahead of time. So again, that was like that week leading up to the convention. Yeah, that's what I spent a whole evening doing. And no one else is allowed to do it because I'm too much of a perfectionist. Go figure.
So what are you all already starting to plan for the next event in fall? What do you already have in your heads that you want to run or play or whatever?
2 of the games I was going to run in person for this MEPACON, I'm scheduling for next one. Both of them are Cthulhu ones. The Cthulhu one and the costume party, where I'm strongly suggesting people come in costume for that one.
Awesome. I love it.
Well, I'm in the early stages with the Greyhawk and War Duke. Missing a interactive because to go online it's just not quite possible. But hopefully we'll make the next interactive twice as good when we're all face to face. So look forward to that.
And I'd like to, something that Steve did before, he got us to do a 3-table Dracolich game. We've talked about doing that with one of the vendors and their products. So really like to see that for our next in-person game.
I'm hoping I can bring that to fruition.
I know. And then
it's something MEPACON has never, I don't think has ever seen before, and something it desperately needs: a dungeon delve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would be great. When we were talking about the Drow campaign, that was a frequent game. I think it's a way to get back to that. So that would be really good. And the other thing is, I work with Jack over at Bodhana Group. So I'd like to see Bodhana give more to MEPACON and have a little more interaction with MEPACON. So
we want that too. I don't know how I hadn't really connected with Jack until recently, and we kind of accidentally ended up in the same Zoom, which was random, and started talking. And that's how we got him on the stream yesterday. But yeah, I mean, we haven't made it personally out to Save Against Fear, and again, it's one of those, like, I wanted to, it's always on the calendar, and then whatever happens. So hopefully we'll be able to work with you guys and bring more of that together. We're also looking to go 501c3. We're not in this to make money. We're in this to support our communities and to do good things. And so if we can do that, then that's what we're going to do. And so that's certainly something we definitely want to work more with you guys for whatever we can.
That'd be great.
It's still kind of funny to me, and how, Gavin, how you met Jack, and it was through me telling Ashley about him, and I met him at MEPACON.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Well, you got me to come to MEPACON, actually. Jasmine and I had started a little gaming group in Stroudsburg, and we were the first 2 players, and had our own little thing. And Jasmine said, you should go to MEPACON. And I said, what's MEPACON? And there you go. Yep.
That's it. Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
I remember going to one of your Stroudsburg events. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, very small.
Mm-hmm. That's okay, though.
Nothing wrong with small.
Yeah.
And we have the house mimic now.
What's that?
It was like an inflatable treasure chest, and then Megan made like a big tongue for it. So it's our house mimic.
Yes, we do have a house mimic.
Yeah, we actually started doing game days in our own house because Eric built this phenomenal game table. And so we have started, of course, we started in January with people we met at MEPACON, and then we did one in, I think, February, and then the world exploded, so that hasn't happened again. But it's been great to get people together in between MEPACONs.
I wish I lived closer.
Yeah,
same.
Me too. Yeah, same. I
was happy that we were able to get to your pumpkin carving party this time around.
Yeah, that was great. It was funny. We have a Halloween party every year. We've had it for 12 years now. And because it's Eric's birthday and it's his daughter's birthday. And for some reason, the group of people who made it this year were almost entirely MEPACON people. So I walk out onto my back porch and I'm like, it's like MEPACON in here. Like, what happened? It
was like an AA meeting, but different.
Yeah. I think we had all the directors, or almost all, and we had a few people who haven't been to MEPACON yet, but we're actually going to be there in the spring, and so it was just really funny that, yeah, even our personal parties have become MEPACON themed.
So Sandra said she's sending cupcake love. So we love your cupcake. Miss them so much. I don't even eat cupcakes normally.
I know.
I mean, but these are not normal cupcakes.
No.
Can we order her cupcakes online? Like, she can just deliver us a whole box?
Actually, I believe she will take deliveries. She will take orders at this point. I don't know if it involves delivery, but she's up near Albany, New York, so that you take that into effect.
Well, as Katie said, you know, the U.S. Postal Service is operating, so
and we'd like to keep it that way. I don't know about the rest of you, but
I want to keep it that way. Yeah. Is operating.
Sorry.
So,
and we'd like to keep. I opened Facebook and it opened to our live chat. It was not intentional.
I've done that so many times. Don't feel bad. Sorry about the occasional bleed in the background.
This is real, and we've rarely done this before.
Yeah, right. We have no idea what we're doing. We are making it up.
Yeah, I had to mute it because there were two cats, you know, fighting behind my chair. So,
see, I can't mute myself because I'm on a microphone that Eric is controlling. So,
you get what you get.
Yeah.
I can mute all y'all.
Yes, he can. He has the power. You all in the stream can't even see him, but he has all the power.
He cut himself out conveniently, so he can do whatever he wants.
I can yawn, I can eat, I can pick my nose.
Hey, we could see you.
You're not real people.
I'm
going to stream the live stream.
Stream from backstage. Here's what they didn't want you to see.
The documentary of the making of the live stream.
That's right.
I know, like Hollywood Squares.
Of my imagination.
And then he mutes himself so he can sit there and do whatever he wants. He's got the real setup.
When you control it, that's the way it is.
That's true.
It's the job of the engineer.
Yeah, he is our
I
engineer.
have the utmost respect because while I do work in tech, the AV stuff is like just inscrutable to me. And it's the thing that always goes wrong in my day job. That is the thing that will always go wrong. We have the provost says, another epic IT nightmare, and it's always something to do with like a microphone. Like someone turned off their microphone in the middle of the thing. We're like, I guess that's our fault. Okay, sure.
Steven in the Twitch chat says, oh my God, Eric's GMing the stream.
It's true.
It really is.
The best is when you have a webcam with a microphone attached to it, but you have a separate microphone, and you think you muted yourself, but the webcam's still playing your audio. So, sorry. That was me.
It's all good.
I don't know. I was playing around with doing broadcast stuff here at home, and we're broadcasting a video, but didn't realize that we left the mic open. So I'm like talking about the video, like, I wonder how this thing works. It's like, and that's right. It's like, no, that's not the way this was supposed to roll. Okay.
I am pretty sure that every single one of the streams has started with Eric frantically waving at me and me going, what, are we on? Oh, are we live already? But he, I can't see the stream.
At a terrible angle. It's like, is this on? And where am I?
Yeah, right?
Dragon appears behind Gavin.
Nice.
Oh yeah, because the stream comes in on my screen delayed, so. Behind the DM screen at the Zane table of power. Yeah, it is pretty epic when you look at the DM screen. I wonder if I can I'll just show y'all. Here you go.
Eric, are you multi-screening there too, as far as the video?
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I have a 32-inch screen. Secondary screen, I have a 17-inch screen on my laptop. I've got the OBS on one screen. I've got the Zoom behind it, and I'm watching the restream. Nice. Make sure that we don't have any problems with what am I saying here? We don't have any problems with dropping the connection or anything like that.
There's his setup. You can see it. You have the Pathfinder DM screen all the time. Monitors.
He's mission control.
Yep.
DJ Eric Zane.
Yeah, I have a Blue Yeti mic.
On a mic stand.
On a mic stand.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm a little jealous of the mic.
And he's got the webcam is separate from the laptop. He's got that
actually,
up on a stand.
That. Well, it kept on falling off the laptop. I'm like, eventually this thing's going to break, and it's not the best, but it's also not the cheapest. Right, I'd like to keep it for a little bit longer.
Andrew says show them the table. It's a bit of a mess, though. It's an amazing table, but it's not very clean.
You could always try duct taping the webcam to the wall.
Is the TV even on?
I don't know. There's an inlay TV in the middle of the table. And then each of the seats has its own cup holder, dice tray, and power on the sides.
Nice, Gavin.
Gavin. I see what you did there.
Yeah, the background that Gavin's showing that's the artwork that's out on Redbubble. You can buy a t-shirt or stickers. I have a sticker on my laptop. New laptop, so needed a new sticker.
I have to send you our stickers.
So go out to Redbubble and order yourself a shirt of your own choosing.
Yep. We didn't order the shirts. We don't have a stockpile of them to sell you. So if you don't buy it on Redbubble, you won't get one. That's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Very limited run.
Yeah.
If you snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
That's right. Go get it. Get it now.
It'll be a collector's item in about 15, 20 years.
Is it actually a limited run on those, or can we just leave that up there forever?
I think we can leave it up there forever.
Okay,
I guess it depends on whether we have to pay to keep the store up or something. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah. I'm sure it won't be there forever.
Go get it now while we're sure it's there. That's the point we're trying to make here. At some point it may disappear. We don't know.
It's here now. Get it now. Don't waste time.
Yeah, those of you who are collecting all the shirts, you should make sure you collect the shirts.
This is the rare instance where you're not going to have a good fallback plan to get that shirt.
No. Yeah, I know there were definitely people who were hoping when we did that super sale of old t-shirts, they were hoping that they could get the new t-shirt on the super sale, and we haven't done another super sale like that, so don't wait.
Yeah, there was a number of years there, I think, where people avoided buying the convention shirt and hoped that there was an available size the next convention
Right.
to get it at a discounted price, but that usually didn't play out in their favor because sizes just would evaporate.
Yeah, they do.
I just had a flashback to a story from the first PAX East. Had to be like Friday afternoon or something like that. And the first PAX East, they were woefully unprepared. And I remember some guy was at the merch table and yelling, "You're out of like 5XL, I think it was, something like that. You do realize this is a gamer convention, right?"
Yeah.
I mean, they're all West Coast gamers out there, originally, and I guess they just don't understand.
Yeah. But it's just I always know we usually do really good when it comes to the sizing and predicting what people are going to buy.
I remember my first Gen Con. It was the last one in Milwaukee, and I desperately wanted to get a shirt. So I was there right off. As soon as I could get T-shirts, I was in line, and it was the first time that it really struck me that this is the only area of merchandise where they keep 3 to 5X as a regular stock item.
Yeah.
And for me to find an adult medium I was just lucky. I decided to get my shirt first before I did anything else, and I still have that. That was Gen Con 35. It was this mustard colored shirt with the dragon across the front, and I was just lucky to get it.
Yeah, Katie and I were at the first PAX East unintentionally.
Oh, were we?
Yeah, because remember that was at the mall?
Yeah, I was living in Boston. And,
was it the Heinz Convention Center back when, before the big convention center had been built?
How did I not run into you guys?
Because we didn't actually go to the convention. We just happened to be at that place and went, holy crap, what is going on?
Why the fuck do we have to wait 3 hours to get a table at Cheesecake Factory?
I still remember meeting. I was demoing for the Steve Jackson booth at the time, and I remember I was talking to Will and got to teach Will how to play zombie dice. That's one of my major things from that.
So we had a question about what Red Bubble was. So I dropped the URL into our live stream on Facebook chat. And it's also in Discord in the announcements channel. So if you didn't get there now.
I remember now when my internet went out on my computer, but not on Eric's, I was going to drop the link if you want to order a free sticker. The other thing I will send you if you want one is a paper badge. I know some people collect badges from their conventions that they attend, and so I'm more than happy to print you one. In fact, I was allowed by my fellow directors to get a very large paper cutter because I can no longer use the services of the one I have at work since I can't go to work. So I can make you a nice pretty badge just like you would have gotten in person and send you stickers. I know Jasmine got hers.
There's too many watch parties. I was like, where's all this chat? It's like, oh wait, I found it.
All right, I've got.
Well, have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gavin.
And hopefully we'll see you in person next time.
Yeah,
I've got to drop. So.
All right.
Later, Gavin.
Take care, Gavin.
Hey, Gavin. See you later.
Oh, I think I remember.
And I think we're probably pretty ready to close out. It's almost 8 o'clock. So before we do, I just want to for those of you who missed the beginning, I just want to again say thank you so much to all of the volunteers and staff, the GMs and the players, everybody for coming out staying in this weekend and joining us virtually. It's been a very difficult weekend in some ways, and missing you guys so much and being in person, but I'm really glad that we were able to be together. We do have a few things coming up. We'll send out all this information on our email list probably sometime this week. So if you are not on our email list, get on the email lists on our website. But MEPACON Fall 2020 is November 6 to 8. We are currently booked on site at the Mountain Laurel, but we will go online if we need to. And if we need to roll badges and move hotel rooms again, we will absolutely do that. If you are not sure about your hotel room, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to contact the hotel on your behalf. We're also going to be adding a one-day mini MEPA with the portal. We're looking at August 22nd at the Lehigh Valley Hotel Best Western on Gateway Drive in Bethlehem. Don't know that that's going to happen either because of, everything. But if it doesn't happen, we will definitely be doing that sometime down the line. Please feel free to keep an eye out for that. We'll be certainly announcing as we actually have information. And then we're adding a one-day mini MEPA virtually on Saturday, July 11th. That's 100% guaranteed. We are doing that. We'll give Eric a day or two to recover from running this weekend, and then he can get our tabletop.events up. And it will be on the same Discord we're already on, so don't leave the Discord. Feel free to stay on there and stay active on there. We're happy to chat with you. And then we're going to keep live streaming. We enjoyed this live streaming. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it will get better as we figure out what the heck we're doing. And Eric and I work out a signal so I don't start every stream like an idiot. We are more than happy to take your feedback, both about what we've done so far and what suggestions you have for the future. We do have a feedback Google form at mepacon.com/feedback, or you can send us an email at admin@mepacon.com, and that goes to both Trish and I. We try to not both respond, but sometimes it happens. But we will definitely read your emails and definitely read your feedback if it comes in. So please feel free to reach out to us with whatever your ideas are, suggestions, and so forth. It's been a great weekend. I'm really glad to have seen all of you guys virtually as much as we can, and look forward to seeing you hopefully virtually in July and then in person maybe in November. Cross your fingers.
Or August.
Yes, or August, even
Eric's
better.
beard brown on Friday?
No, Eric's beard is very white.
Trick of the light.
So, all right, guys, thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye, guys. Thank you for
safe
everything
out
as
there.
always.
We want to see you again soon.
Yes.
Play more games.
More games.
More games. Bye, everybody.
More games.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.